Shit on Sweet Baby Ray's, but having in your household.
Yeah, that was
nasty.
I'll be
damned.
I'm never gonna get over that.
I said I don't eat it. I didn't say I don't have it.
Did you purchase it?
Yes.
Even worse.
Yeah, put them up. Yeah, little shit. Give it. I appreciate you, bro. Seriously. I appreciate you purchasing the Sweet Baby Ray's, Daddy.
Yeah. It's very tasty.
Yo, before we as we get this thing started, before using my man DPJR got me triggered talking about Luka Doncic.
Triggered.
Hey, the Warriors I just saw they about to get Buddy Hield. Now that is a good pickup. Yeah. That is.
Meanwhile, the Lakers ain't did nothing since 2018.
Oh my God. DeMar DeRozan is out there. We'll see if they can pick up DeMar DeRozan. Again, they drafted Dalton Connected. He's more pro ready than anybody in the draft. Hey, man, Dalton, I'm a connect from long distance. You hear me? Hey, that boy got sauce. And he's 6'5", like 6'10" wingspan. He was giving people work in March Madness.
Yeah, don't get it twisted,
Sometimes
man.
the older players will fit better rather than you drafting a 19-year-old hoping he turns into something.
Yeah, you gotta, and that's the thing. You gotta be patient. You know, when they had Eddie Jones with Kobe, but they knew Kobe was gonna be something. They knew that Eddie Jones, veteran,
and
presence.
Eddie Jones was on the cover of video games out here.
Eddie Jones was cold.
NBA Live 97.
Don't get it twisted.
No. NBA Shootout 96. Come on.
You got to be a cold-blooded son bitch to have even a young Kobe sitting on the bench. I don't give a damn who you are. That boy was cold. Eddie Jones was cold. But I don't know. Gone are the days of that. Gone are the days you're gonna have a veteran presence. Same thing with a quarterback. These quarterbacks are meant to just get drafted high and all of a sudden figure out that big old fat playbook. And I'm like, damn, why ain't he good yet? I go, damn, maybe he's still learning to play. Oh shit. Damn.
Also, they're going to a bad team. You got to give people the time to put the adequate accessories around the star players. That way they can flourish. I mean, most people that get drafted number one don't instantaneously do well. Look at Joe Burrow. He got drafted number one overall. He was playing okay, and he got hurt. But prior to that, they only had like 2 or 3 wins midway through the season. They weren't that good. And next year, he took a next step. I think Bryce Young's going to take a huge step this year. You leaving
out the guy who's better than him, CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud, but
he has such a great,
league playing like that.
He had the perfect coach, the perfect complementary wide receiver. Everything. And sometimes you get a perfect storm because people just sleeping on the Houston Texans. Listen, CJ Stroud gonna be a problem, man. There ain't no film on him. I don't give a damn. Listen, they talk about the sophomore slump. Yeah, that kid, not on that kid. He is here.
The only QB from Ohio State to do something.
But I always have to wait till the next year, though. I do because that's a real thing. The second year thing is a real thing. He's gonna be fine.
I'm with you with that thought. The thing is they picked up Stephon Diggs, and I think that will alleviate some of the sophomore slump. I think that'll put him to the next level. You put alongside Tank Dell, Nico Collins is a problem. You throw Stephon Diggs out there. They just picked up Joe Mixon. They're going to be a problem. I think that's going to be the difficult out for Kansas City this year. That team is going to be a problem.
Yo, shout out to Goonie Goon. Shout out to Miss Awesome Saucy. What it really do? We about to talk that wrestling-ish. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. I got my man DPJR. I got Chef Habitual, Line Stepper, Barbecue Sauce, hating ass on Sweet Baby Ray, Chef Justin in the building. I'm telling you right now, I wrote a letter.
Future Fantasy League winner.
We just set up the fantasy league. I got all kinds of space left in here because this is something I'm new. I've never been a real commissioner before, so I'm very excited about this one. I'm even going to purchase a title. Yes, I am. I am going to purchase a fantasy football title. Whoever wins it may have it, but then next year they have to keep retaining or they have to send it back. I will ship the person who wins this damn title. But too bad I ain't going to be using no postage because it's going to stay with me.
Anyway,
I'm gonna pull up to Philly to pick up that bitch.
Yeah, I will drive over there. Yeah.
Chef, I don't know why you smiling. I'm gonna have to introduce my foot to your ass in fantasy.
Anybody that joins this chat, anybody that wants to play fantasy football, you send your boy your email. I will put you on. Come one, come all. You will get the breaks beat off of you. It really don't matter. Welcome to the show, my people. Gather around. Hear ye, hear ye. We are here, the court of wrestling, my royal court of. There's a court with 3 kings, man. I don't even know how that worked, man. Back in the day, that'd have been crazy. But listen, we here, we in the building. Now listen.
I see that shirt too, Evan. I see y'all here in these streets.
No, I'm just trying to.
I hear challenging your boy. I hear challenging your boy. I see you. I see you.
Not what I'm trying. People listening to the audio version. I'm not coming after the throne. The throne that you've given yourself. You gave yourself the throne of best dressed.
Hey, you damn right I did. Best dressed banker in the country.
In the United States of America?
Everywhere.
Damn right.
Now listen, I ain't mad at you. Now listen, damn it.
I ain't stuttering though.
I had the top
trip over the line.
I had the top of the show all mapped out. Then all of a sudden the boys dropped the little trailer.
Oh.
And let me tell you something. I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of this shit.
It's going heel.
We was trying to tell you, man.
Ain't nothing. No, ain't even nothing happened yet. Shut up. Listen. Y'all shut the hell up. Listen.
Not talking about turning heel in the interview.
Listen, damn it.
In more than one interview.
Listen, damn it. He's a politician I've ever seen one. Because Joe Biden is asleep even when he's awake. So I don't mind. I'll vote for Cody. Why not? Listen. They dropped a little trailer. They made Cody Rhodes. He was doing like a Homelander thing, and they're advertising the boys' next episode. And I am sick and tired of the comparisons to Cody Rhodes and the man I call Goatlander. You are not Homelander, Cody. You don't got the chops. You don't got the nuance. You don't got the ability. You do not strike the fear and the terror in my heart, such as Homelander. Homelander is the only fake character I have ever been truly, truly scared of, because I had a nightmare about Homelander. We was kicking it one minute, and the next minute he was burning my head off, and I was like, what the hell? I thought this was a dream. And then he killed me in the middle of the dream. That's how much fear. He's so scary, my subconscious turned on me, damn it. You are not Homelander. He don't got it in him. He don't got the chops. He don't got the range.
I'm pretty sure
he don't got the depth of Anthony Starr.
I'm pretty sure the guy below me on the screen here already articulated. So I'm gonna just jump on his bandwagon, and they're leaning into it. It's gonna happen. He literally was on social media on a different podcast that we won't mention because we not for promoting other people.
I really don't. Yeah, I don't like putting them over unless they have something quotable. You know what I mean?
So you mean, but he was on another podcast.
Was it a wrestling podcast or no?
It was not.
Oh, then you can put it over.
So he was on the Pivot.
Oh, let's go
with Ryan Clark and them.
Oh, I love Ryan Clark.
And talking about how it's hard to be a heel.
Why you on that black podcast, Cody?
And he exactly trying to get that cookout invite.
No, listen, he's already stop that shit. He's a part of the cookout. His wife black. That's the thing. That's the proxy. It's cookout by proxy.
He's trying to appeal to the community.
David's wife's allowed to order cookout. You know damn well she allowed to order cookout. She's allowed. It's by proxy. She married into the cookout.
All I'm saying is you called him a politician.
She a part of the community.
He for sure was on the podcast hosted by 3 brothers, but nonetheless, he compared, the ultimate good guy / heel Conor McGregor, and making all these inferences and throwing little hints in there that you can be the most hated and the guy that people want to see at the same time. Just laying the little groundwork, like DPJ said, that eventually this man is gonna turn, because he's gonna be sick of people talking shit, and he's gonna be sick of people like me talking about he's boring and he's pyro and a theme song and cookie cutter this and kissing babies this and make a wish that, and he's just gonna say fuck it. And this, between the interview and the boys thing that I saw later on X, he's laying the groundwork, my guy. And You hate to see it, but it's gonna happen one day.
I only hate to see it because it's of the comparison of that with Anthony Starr. He ain't on that level, man. That kind of what? Dare you? Cody don't strike the kind of fear in my heart, man. He's like a blonde haired Mary Poppins. You know what I mean? He don't strike the fear. Every time I see Cody, I think he gonna break out in a spoonful of sugar, man. He don't scare me.
This dude.
Yo, Scott Rogers, what's the deal?
Man, Chef,
what's good?
That was beautiful. I appreciate
it. It was all right.
It was all right.
That was beautiful. He eloquated my points. He reminded people exactly how I laid the groundwork, and they're following it.
I am the most well-spoken chef in the country.
Yo, Lucci, what it do?
In the world, I wouldn't put anybody above you. You hear me?
I don't mind heel Cody, but don't be calling him Homelander, man. Damn.
You have yet to see it. So that's where you have to have a little bit of faith sometimes, believing in something that you haven't seen yet, because the groundwork's already being laid, because when he eventually turns heel,
he's going to still think he's being a good guy in the process.
In the heart, but I don't say Homelander. I don't think he's Homelander. I'm calling the man Anakin Skywalker.
I like that much more.
Is going to be the case, because here's the deal. Yes, the bloodline put Paul Heyman through a table, right?
Mm-hmm. But nice segue. Start on that.
But guess who wasn't there? Roman Reigns. And that could start the turn to go to Cody Rhodes and to try to turn him evil. And then he's going to play into his ear. You hear all them people saying, we want Roman. We want Roman.
They really
How does it feel to be an afterthought? How does it feel to be the nicest white meat baby face in the world? I'm talking about Mickey Mouse level white meat baby face. And they still don't want you as that. They want him regardless. It doesn't matter. All he had to do was leave, walk out the door, and look at the power of Roman Reigns.
Right.
How the world of professional wrestling is just missing that electricity. They missing that thunderstorm. They missing that dude out here cutting promos telling you ain't shit. Nothing.
Well, that's because
absolutely zilch.
He had the backing of the backing of doing it for his father, getting the championship his dad never had, completing his story. Like, there were so many stories that led up to that moment, and then it was like, well, your story's done, guy. Like, what now? Like, okay, you're cool, but Roman's gone now. We want that guy. That guy carried it. That guy was more interesting for 3 years before you beat him to finish your story. His story was 4 years and carried the company and created a faction that runs through blood and created a soap opera that we never saw before, and integrated brothers and cousins and wise men and honorary ooses, and all you are is a red, white, and blue fake ass Captain America. Might as well be U.S. agent.
Listen, they
was cosplaying as Homelander.
That is what he's doing. Lucci says he was at Madison Square Garden. He was at the Garden, and he says Cody is still over. So take that, sucker MCs in these streets that think Cody is not over like Rover. What say you, Chef Justin?
He's not. He's all right, but he's not real.
I'm not saying that he ain't over, but could they have heated him up anymore with that hot ass start to SmackDown?
No, not even just SmackDown, fam. Not even just SmackDown. Like the start since he got into the E, bro. They literally lit him on fire and just sent him out there. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that. Hotter than fish grease.
I understand that part. But again, you have people outside of children, outside of young people in the media, and it's starting to get to him. You can hear it, you can see it in his face, in his mannerisms. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says how over Cody Rhodes is. Are they not chanting we want Roman?
Yeah, mate, you're right. If you're that over, they shouldn't chant that one time at all. Scott Rogers, welcome to the show. I just talked about the same thing on my podcast tonight. My point is what I feared would happen after he finished his story. He said he is week. Now listen,
there's no heel, and the only heel that could make you sympathetic towards Cody Rhodes is on Raw. It's Gunther, and he ain't even there. The Bloodline don't be give damn about the Bloodline at this. I mean, of course, I guess after this SmackDown, after these last couple SmackDowns, sure you do. But prior to that, nobody gave a damn what they doing. People were talking shit about how they weren't ready, about how we don't know that person or this person.
That's
you didn't introduce us. Solo's not the guy. And because you put Paul Heyman through a table, now it's the best thing you've ever seen. It's a little bit, they're bloviating. It's a little bit extra, you know. That to me, I don't think that it was the best thing I ever seen. The only shock of it all is the fact that he went through a table. Aside from that, and Paul Heyman's acting. But the question is, what they're gonna do when Paul Heyman ain't there?
That's what they're not thinking about. You see what I'm trying to say? Now they really gonna be floundering. Oh no, Scott, you could cuss. It's a growing up show. Yo, what up, Miguel? What's really good?
We let them fly, daddy. We let them bitches fly around here.
This show for the grown and sexy, boy. This ain't no damn kid show. Miss Awesome Saucy, you peep how they had to insert him in the Bloodline storyline to become more relevant again. Lucci says, I vouch for Cody all the time, but he desperately needs a feud. No, but thing is though, Luch, they putting him in feuds. That's not the excuse no more, bro. Damn, like think about it, man. Think about it. Seth, Brock, AJ,
Shinsuke. Roman,
Shinsuke, and a partridge in a pear tree. They got Tito, Randy, Jermaine, and the rest of the Jackson 5 going against this dude right now. He has dance partners now. He literally beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 with The Rock in tow.
Your GOAT was there.
So what I'm trying to say is Goat Man Cena lurking, but what I'm trying to say is it's not even a knock on Cody. There's only one way to go but down. he can't go up unless you can find somebody better than Roman.
We talked about it. Yeah. After Endgame, what happened?
That's it. And that's what I try to tell everybody all the time. The second I am Iron Man, snap fingers, the MCU should have packed their bags. I don't want to hear nothing about money and box office success and yada, yada, yada. Y'all will never duplicate more than a decade of a build. You want to talk about crockpot booking, Lord, that was like time capsule booking. Are you kidding me? And Ryan Reynolds is gonna fool y'all for a couple months, but then it's gonna go back to the shenanigans. That's all I'm gonna say. But there's no way to go but down for Cody Rhodes. He beat Roman Reigns. John Cena's lost his cachet because he's only trying to put people over.
Right.
That's it. There's not really many viable options. So that's why David's point makes more sense. For him to go heel, Roman comes back babyface, then they have a feud, but a different way. You know what I'm trying to say? That at least gives him a rematch with Roman with a different look.
So what if, big brain theory, what if Cody's fighting this bloodline? Mm-hmm. He needs help. Paul Heyman reaches out and says, I have a guy. And then that guy's Roman, because Paul and Cody have that history, right? So what if he uses Paul and Paul is the middleman between Roman and Cody defeating this bloodline? Then Cody gets jealous. And sorry, I'm giving y'all almost a whole nother recipe before the recipe.
That's part of the story. I said that Cody would turn on him after that match, and then it kicks it off.
I mean, because that's the only significance to that powerbomb is it puts Paul Heyman in play as the sympathetic figure for both parties involved, for Cody and Roman.
No disrespect to the GOAT Paul Heyman, but he's never been a babyface.
No,
he's never been a babyface. That's not his role. And the only way you can turn him back heel is to turn on Roman with Cody Rhodes.
Wow.
Well, there you go. Also, you have Cody Rhodes being disingenuous in interviews. One moment you say you're not liking Seth Rollins, and then you get on a podcast, you say you love him. You say you've never dapped up Roman Reigns, but there's a video of you giving him a hug in the back of the WrestleMania 40 trailer. It all isn't making sense. You have to make sure your stories are aligning. You're saying one thing and then you're doing another. You're pulling the curtain back too much, and when you're pulling back the curtain, it's like you're blurring the stories, and then you go and you say, oh, well, I hate that people take what I say so serious. I just talk. But then how are we going to believe what you're saying when you're telling us something? There's literally disingenuism, and you're not being honest. You're not being honest. And then The Rock goes and give you a hug, and then you don't really like The Rock. You respect him, but this happened, and now you don't like The Rock, and all that other jazz. But yet, I guarantee you, in WrestleMania 40 trailer, there's going to be pictures of them showing love. So, I mean, what are we supposed to believe? You're not really blurring the lines in the right spots, if you ask me. And that's a problem. And that's why people are having an issue with them, because real baby faces aren't disingenuous.
Oh, big facts, big facts. Miguel says, I'm starting to see the vision with Solo. I think they're going to screw Jay, and we're going to set up the reunion of the OG bloodline. Yeah, that's going to be the biggest pop in wrestling since, I don't know, Austin came out. Lucci, the E, haven't had a babyface champion in 4 years, so seeing a good guy as champ is pretty new right now. I agree. Like, that's what I always say. Having a heel champ is kind of tradition. It's kind of wrestling tradition, because the chase is the most compelling part of the babyface, Luch. And that's why I think it's so difficult to be a babyface. That's why what the task that is in front of the great Cody Rhodes is just daunting. Not only is he has to carry the mantle as a babyface post John Cena, but also post Roman Reigns. Yeah, that's wild. This was always going to be a difficult lift. He's doing the best he can. He's going on Black People Podcast. He's shaking hands. He's kissing babies. He's saying all the right things. His hair's always coiffed. He's doing the things that he needs to do. And I listen, if we get Ro back at SummerSlam, or we get Ro back at Money in the Bank, it really don't matter to me. He's missed just because of literally a plot device. he's such a valuable plot device that he's missed. You know what I mean? And Miss Awesome Saucy, do we think Roman returns as a babyface or a tweener? What do you guys think? Pure babyface or kind of like anti-hero? What are you thinking? Like Austin, or you think more like straight, like white, like old school Roman?
He will never be what he was, like that, like a babyface. He's gonna have edge. He still has to be the tribal chief, but instead of him being the tribal chief against people, not allowing people on the island of relevancy, we're going to be a part of his family. We'll be a part of that. And then he'll bring us in, and then he'll be our tribal chief, similar to what MJF is, but not as extreme, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of MJF, did y'all see about
we segueing today, Daddy?
Man, you ain't supposed to say the segue. That was perfect. You said it.
Ruined it.
He ruined the perfect segue by saying the segue.
I said plural. I invented the word.
Not every podcast is perfect with this guy.
Listen.
I'm damn close. Shout out the ring and her out.
No, Lucha, Roman Pop is going to be so loud that he will be a babyface by default, like Austin. A lot of people forget Austin was never a face. Exactly, Lucha. He was just so over, he was perceived as a face. But if y'all remember Austin, he ain't never done no babyface shit.
Neither did The Rock.
Even when he was beating up the heels, he was doing it in a heel fashion. Yo, Austin is he's an anomaly, man. That's why you just can't talk about Austin. Austin is like his own character. He's not a babyface. Austin is just Austin, man. I swear to God, man. He is something else.
He was atop my list.
He's
one of one.
There's never gonna be anything like that dude ever again. But listen, speaking of this, something I like to call Shirtgate. Did y'all see this? I can't even relax for 5 minutes without somebody in wrestling acting a fool. Did y'all see this stuff? Like, I was like, why the hell is MJF trending? I was like, oh, is he okay? I hope everything's all right. So then I see that MJF is coming at every single thing. I didn't think he was that kind of guy. He's going directly at fans who are making fun that Who was it? Was it Tama Tonga had the shirt? Who had the shirt? What sucker MC on that?
I think it was the other one, Tua Tonga.
Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah. Tua.
The other one.
Tuiasa Sopo. Yeah, I know. Haloti Na'a. I know.
Solo Palomalu, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. Manti Te'o. I know.
We know.
Okay, there was a shirt that had the same kind of font. Now all of a sudden MJF owns fonts. Apparently, I guess he owns Old English now. Apparently, so like, I didn't think you owned Old English, but the shirt had one letter that was the same as MJF's initials, and next thing you know, people are like coming at MJF, and they're actually getting responses from Maxwell Jacob Friedman. So now when they get a response from you, now everyone starts piling on. He's talking about people's sexual proclivities. He's talking about their weight. He's talking about them getting in the gym. So I kick it to the chef. Did you see Shirtgate? What your thoughts on shirt? Yo, MJF sensitive as hell, man.
So I saw the shirt. You talking about Tama Tonga shirt that was the my MFT shirt that looked like.
I thought nothing of it. I swear I didn't even thinking about Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I really wasn't.
It really looked like one of those shirts you get out of the mall. One of them airbrush joints. Like it looked it looked like a $2 t-shirt that it was airbrushed. You know, when you would get the joints with like, you know, RP Aaliyah or Tupac or Biggie on the airbrush t-shirt, you know what I mean? And then you get your Stonewashed jeans and you airbrush it to match. See, we old because that's what we did. So I didn't know there was a whole thing.
$10.
Yeah, I didn't think there was gonna be a whole thing from just that t-shirt, but people are in their feelings because of font now. That's what we doing. We doing
font.
Comic Sans hate. we doing, you know, what other Times New Roman.
Oh my God. I was rolling. I go, yo, this dude's really bothered by this. DP, did you see this, man? I was like, yo, he's tight.
The thing, I think it goes with the fact that the people are criticizing how the contract played out, him going back, and the lack of, I guess, them registering on the Richter scale of it meaning anything, because him coming back and going against Roosh, that was pointless. What are we doing here? You're supposed to, if you're not gonna wrestle somebody of any stature, what are you doing wrestling at all? That's what you did before. You were cutting scathing promos. Go back to the formula that works, that got you to the point that you are. Now, I can see them going ahead and doing that with what happened at Forbidden Door on Sunday and what happened on the Dynamite prior to that with Ospreay upstaging him, and he's going to have to turn heel. He's not a babyface. It doesn't work. This, you're my scumbag, that doesn't work for him. He's got to go back. He's going to have to be the dastardly heel again, destroying everybody's favorite wrestler and getting back to the top and running around like the 2024, 2025 version of Ric Flair. That's what he needs to get back to doing and clean it up a little bit. But other than that, it's not working, and you can see it in how he's reacted with fans online. There's frustration. There's an outlet for him to give that frustration to. So now you're going to lean into a fact of there's two letters out of order. That's in Old English. I guess it's MJF English now, since he's claiming that font.
Apparently.
I guess. But nobody's really thinking of you when they make a joint. This has to do with him being
straight
a tongue. It has nothing to do with Maxwell Jacob. You to let these fans gas you up and going off on people.
There you go.
Now you're insulting people's sexuality. You insulting how people look. We are in a completely different day and age to where you cannot do that anymore. You shouldn't do that anymore, especially if you're a babyface. Heel, sure, but there's levels to where you should not cross, because if you cross that line, you could lose your job, whether it's a performance art or not. And you going out on social media, even if it is a guaranteed contract, you get your money. I mean, you probably wouldn't get another job after that, because if you remember, until God rest his soul, Jay Briscoe passed away, the Briscoes weren't getting booked anywhere. because they made gay comment, or Jay Briscoe made a gay comment, or either Jay or Mark, one of them made a comment.
Don't matter. They're a package deal.
Yep.
And no, I think it was either one. They wasn't gonna separate. It was a package deal. And they didn't even let him get on AEW. They were on ROH until he passed away, and then all of a sudden y'all want to give him this tribute when he passed away, but you ain't want to let that man work. That's the line that you're dealing with. That's very thin ice. It's very thin ice. You have to be careful for what you say,
especially as a Jewish man. You gotta be careful. Yeah. With all the anti-Semitism out there,
correct?
You wouldn't. That's what surprised me a little bit, to be honest with you.
Then you can't say that and then get on there crying anti-Semitism, because you're spreading hate yourself. They would call you a bigot for things that you're saying. You gotta calm that shit down, man, because nobody wants that real hate. Be a heel, but keep it to a level to where
it's not the 80s, man. This ain't the 80s when the Von Erich was a Nazi and all this bullshit, bro. You listen, this is not. You're not Piper, bro.
And he was doing this shit in Pride Month.
This dude thinks he's Pride Month too. He thinks he's Piper so much, bro. I'm telling you, you're not Piper.
And what makes it worse, people can screenshot all of this. So even if it goes away down the line, someone's gonna be like, "Remember when you did this? Remember when you said this?"
Nothing is more crazy than wrestling fans, because they can gas you up and making you think you're that dude. Bro, them dudes in the E ain't even thinking about you. I promise you. Dude, I promise you, bro. I swear to God, I was there once, man. They didn't talk about him at all. Not once, not one meeting, not 1 second, not a sliver. I'm just saying, the fans got you thinking you're that dude, bro. I know, and I'm just saying, bro, you put on that bullshit in the beginning, and then Will puts on that shit at the end. And you tell me who the best wrestler in AEW is. Tell me.
Woo!
You coming out cutting promo, I give MJF $5 if he can cut a promo without mentioning WWE. $5. Can you? I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can without making some reference, dropping some Easter egg, saying something to get a ooh and a ah. You are not Piper. Oh, my Lord. Or whoever else wrestler that you're trying to channel from back in the day. You better be you, bro. Because at any time I sniff you trying to be somebody from back in the day, I'm going to call you out on it.
And that takes away from that promo he cut about getting quarters thrown at him. And so you can't get out there and cut promos about the anti-Semitic things that happen to you in your life. And then get online and then your anti-gay remarks, you're talking about people's weight, which isn't as severe, but yet that's the type of things that in people's lives sometimes, because what if they don't feel loved? You know, that there's certain things, like we did a virtual, I don't want to go down this big ass tangent, but we just had a virtual pride parade at my job. And did you know I think 48% of people from the LGBTQ plus community contemplate suicide. 1 in 4 try. My brother was one of them that tried, my brother-in-law Jeremy. So I mean, those are certain things that you got to watch what you say, because if somebody takes it the wrong way, they can end their life, man. And then that's something you have to deal with for the rest of your life, and that's on your conscience because you couldn't act like an adult or a professional.
A shirt ain't got nothing to do with you.
It's nasty work.
Real shit.
That is real shit, bro. We listen every lesson. Every now and again we keep it real here, and we bring it down a couple notches. I try to keep this show light, but we can't always keep it light when serious stuff goes down, you know. And that's the beauty part of the guys that have on this show. At any point in time, we can kind of switch it up on you and kind of bring things down a bit. But that's my thing though with him though. And every time I try to get on board, and I heard a lot of hoopla, and I hear a lot of things. But he has not realized that he's cooled off. He's cooled off. And the reason why he's cooled off is because the lack of his dance partners. He doesn't have proper dance partners to tangle with. He doesn't have proper dance partners to push him, to further his legacy. And this was what I was always worried about when he came out with his little baby calf tattoo about betting on himself and stuff like that. I told you, there's no such thing as betting on yourself when you're making millions of dollars. You bet on yourself when the job offer was $1 or the job offer was volunteer work or intern work. That's how you bet on yourself. You're not betting on yourself with a guaranteed contract with travel arrangements and days off and shit. What the hell are you talking about bet on yourself? Like, so my thing is, what was always going to worry me about him is who's next, MJF? What's the story? What's the build? What's the character? What's going on? Adam Cole's not right. Adam Page is not back. Swerve's dealing with Will. They've ruined Wardlow. Who you got? Jericho's old. I just want to know why you got your chest all puffed out talking about you're better than everyone. Who are you going to wrestle next? Because you have no business beating Will Ospreay in London. I'll tell you that much. None. Because that boy right there, MJF couldn't top that match between Will Ospreay and Swerve if his life depended on it, if his life was on the line. How? He don't even wrestle well. He don't even wrestle in that fashion to top that match. Well, Chef, you had something on your mind. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, I could go a couple different ways. I mean,
take it any way you want to take it.
In terms of
left or right, baby.
In terms of MJF, I feel like I totally agree with you. He doesn't have any dance partners, and half of their roster is old. The other half is hurt. The other half, they, like you said, they write off. The other half, they don't care about. The other half isn't on TV. It's tough out there. And like you said, he popped because it was the comeback, and he had his little interview, and then what? Like I always say, then what? What's next? He fought some guy in a mask I've absolutely never heard of, who was a square body. Okay, cool. Now what?
Cool.
So
20 minutes.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Bullshit.
I'm supposed to be impressed by that, and I'm not.
I'm Shania Twain when it comes to this dude right now. Shania Twain. That don't impress me much.
Well played.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I think you're all right, but that don't keep me warm in the middle of the night.
That don't impress me much. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think you're all right.
To say we are well-rounded is an understatement.
But that's how I am with him, though, Chef. Shania Twain. I told you, I said it before, stop telling me you're great. Show me the greatest of all time. Don't say it. They are it.
They should have put the Adam Cole story on hold after he broke his ankle.
Immediately
keep it on hold.
Pause. Immediately.
Just what's the rush? I'm not Road Warrior Hulk when I say what a rush. I'm asking what's the rush?
Nice.
Why we are not from Moscow, so why are y'all rushing? Stop it. Slow down. Let that shit simmer. Let it simmer. You could have let him get healthy, bring him back, and now y'all best friends again, and now we doing our thing and double clothesline, Kangaroo King. Woohoo! Then you turn on him. But when he's got a shattered ankle and then he comes back and you render my guy prior to getting the AEW, Adam Cole, baby. Karrion Kross still dead, by the way.
Boy, dead.
You render him useless. It's pointless. And also the collateral damage with Samoa Joe. Now look at Samoa Joe.
Big facts. Has never recovered.
You have Samoa Joe that needed help from Adam Cole and the undisputed, whatever they want to call themselves these days. Then you don't have any connection between the storylines. Then Samoa Joe just loses the title to Swerve Strickland. Now he's in a tag team trying to get Hook over to the masses and getting people to figure his name out because you're attaching to Samoa Joe, who arguably is at least one of the top 4 most well-known wrestlers in that particular company. You're messing up all these storylines, and I'm not saying that there ain't stories in AEW. The problem is the stories never finish. You start one thing, you get to the middle of a chapter, like, oh, screw it, we're gonna go off to the other way. You bring out Don Callis on one Dynamite, then you lead people to believe, okay, well, the family's gonna get involved and they're gonna cost them. Then the next week you have Will Ospreay come out and upstage MJF. Now you're confusing everybody. What's gonna happen? Then you have Daniel Garcia up in the stands. You have MJF watching in the back. And now you have Don Callis. Like I said, he didn't do anything to Will, but he affected the match. He cost Will Ospreay the match. It is what it is. So you can't always do that. You have multiple things going on, and when you aren't good at articulating or narrating the story that you're trying to tell us, it all fucks up at the end. You need consistent storytelling. You can't have one thing happen, you go to this next thing, dude gets hurt, then you switch over here, then he comes back, then you do your finisher, and now he's gone for however long. Also, Roderick Strong was a part of that shit. So I'm just breaking it down. Just my opinion. Well,
that's why you're on the show, brother. That's why you're on the show. You're just giving your opinion. You know me. I told you I don't try to talk bad about this company, but I just get a little perturbed when every single time I'm watching an interview or I'm seeing a tweet or I'm watching a promo that he's saying the same things over, MJF saying the same things over and over again. I'll go, hold on, bro. Now I gotta start. See, you talking a lot of shit now. Now I gotta start paying a little more attention. Because I'm worried about a whole bunch of different things, but now I'm gonna start focusing. I'm really gonna start analyzing you as a professional wrestler. I just am, because you talk and that's another thing. Being a heel, bro, is not always burying the wrestler you're wrestling against. See, that's another thing you're missing. I know you think you know this business better than everybody, kid, but if you bury the person you're gonna face, what good are you if they're so shitty? You see what I'm trying to say? Like you have to focus a little more on building them up and making the match great, as opposed to always making fun of an accent, making fun of where someone's from, and burying them before you wrestle them. Because why should anybody watch? That's another thing that I'm surprised that you continuously do. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he says you're a really good talent to some people, but I'm talking about the talent that no one really knows. When someone doesn't really know the person, like, it's your job to kind of sell the match by putting them over in a clever way whilst also being a heel. But I don't know. That's nuance and that's craft, and I don't know. If you think you already got it figured out already, then what's the point? Because when I was that age, I didn't think I had it all figured out. That's just me personally.
Mm-mm. Nope.
That's just me personally.
I still got a lot of learning to do.
I don't know, man. So we'll see, brother. We'll see who you wrestle next. Because if they have you go over Will at Wembley, I'm just gonna shrug my shoulders. That's all I'm gonna be like. Man.
Oh yeah. By the way, I told y'all it wasn't gonna be Will versus Swerve at All In because of that. The winner of the Owen Hart Memorial gets the title shot at Wembley.
Oh, I just said Will in Wembley. I don't give a shit who he goes against. I just said Will main event.
He should main event.
No matter what.
Yeah.
That's just me.
MJF.
Yeah, I just think somehow he's going to get there in a roundabout way. Put it like this. I got to trust Tony enough that the kid's main event in Wembley. Come on. He can't go mess that up. Ain't no way. Tony.
I mean, but if you want to talk about things that make sense, we can segue into people who actually know how to do storylines, and that's over in the E for Money in the Bank if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, you said the word, Chef. You can't say segue, Chef. You ruined it.
Don't be trying to do a dramatization of me like prior to what I said.
I was cosplaying as Evan Mack doing a segue.
Yeah, he was cosplaying as DP saying the same.
Hey, remember he ain't light-skinned. He can't do that.
Oh, well, listen, you always got to ask him.
Today? Are you light-skinned today?
Today. Ask him.
He ain't get no sun this weekend.
Listen, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. We already know how this is going. I say Braun Breaker wins the IC title. Sami Zayn's gonna get served up Oh my goodness, he gonna be sauteed, fricasseed for that very mediocre talent that is Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker was the title. DP, what say you?
Man, you articulated and elocuted that perfectly. I have nothing to add.
Yep,
I'm tired of Braun Breaker already.
He got Breaker and the new.
I'm out on him. Maybe I'm missing something. Hit him with that.
If we're missing something, we will all come here and apologize. I promise you.
Hit him with that throwback from Evan Mack. Damn, I ain't know.
Straight up. Chef, what say you? 2 for Braun Breaker. What say you?
I'm gonna say 3 for 3, only because I don't know what I'm supposed to believe Sami Zayn is as the IC champ, so they might as well switch it up.
I mean, they have no choice. They again, like we predicted on this show, it's a spoiler. Like Paul says, this ain't a damn prediction. We told y'all it wasn't the right move putting the IC title on him. Now
told him.
Rendered irrelevant.
We just want things to happen. We want things to happen.
Served up like a plate at Chef's restaurant for Braun Breaker. Now he's just waiting on DoorDash for the delivery.
So what are you trying to say? Did Chad Gable shouldn't have got served up? No, it would have been fine. At least Chad would have had that moment and got the title. Like can he get an accomplishment for doing all this heavy lifting and taking some people from like the Maximum Male Models and taking Otis away from Tucker and doing all these things and like I'm just saying just good old fashioned reward? Is that too much to ask? Damn, a little IC title run for a couple months. I'm not asking for much. Listen, Damian Priest, the architect that is Seth freaking Rollins. If Priest wins, Rollins can never challenge for the title as long as Priest is champion. If Rollins wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day. Chef, is he going to win? Yeah, boy.
Priest loses because of Fergalicious.
You took the thought out of my head, Daddy. You already know. Because,
Priest is already pissed everybody off talking about he backpedaled worse than, Peyton Manning doing an eight-step drop and talked about, well, when Rhea was champ, we needed her and this, that, and the other. So it's definitely going to be a run-in of sorts. Whether it's hokey, whether it's a chair, a belt, whether Finn does it on purpose, Finn's going to be involved in the decision.
Am I crazy for saying Priest wins and Drew McIntyre cashes in on Damian Priest?
Oh, that's probably the most likely scenario.
You think so, huh?
I do.
Just to flip what happened to him at WrestleMania.
The way he was so definitive in that post-match interview, I could see him treating Priest the way Priest treated him with a cheap ass run in.
Oh,
Priest is laid out from Fergalicious or something.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd pop, dude. I would pop. I ain't gonna lie. Like a turnabout.
Right. He beats Rollins. Rollins, leaves the ring. Fergalicious, knocks him out. And then you hear Drew sprinting to the ring to the bagpipes. And it's possible.
Okay. I'm just saying. But
he'll be running faster than Braun Breaker.
That's my heart. That's my heart. So, but I'm still gonna go with inexplicably, Seth Rollins wins this from Damian Priest. I mean inexplicably, because if you really think about it, I don't care if that's Seth Rollins, that would still be. Wouldn't that surprise you that he comes right back at Money in the Bank and wins at Money in the Bank? Think about that though, fellas. Like WrestleMania is April. We're in the first week of July. That is a short title reign. And you could say whatever you want to say. We could come up with our own numbers one day. We'll do a show one day. We'll come up with numbers. But is it 2 months like transitional champion? Isn't it though? Isn't it? Oh, no. I'm just saying Damian Priest come out on press conference and shitting all over people talking about I'm not a transitional champion. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just telling you what he did at the press conference. I'm just saying he said he's not a transitional champion, David Perry Jr.
I don't care what he says. You could say one thing, but the truth is a whole nother side.
Are you saying he's a transitional champion? Say it with your chest. If that's don't.
I'm saying his ass ain't winning. I'm saying his ass ain't winning this Saturday in Toronto, Canada at Money in the Bank, and he gonna transition back to Seth Rollins. That's what's gonna happen.
Are you saying he's like a cross dissolve and like an Adobe Premiere? You say he's
gonna transition his ass down the card. That's what's gonna happen to him after he lose this title.
Damn.
That's what's going to happen. First, going to cost him the title. Like Chef said, I'll tell you why I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to cash in later.
Nope.
I'll tell you why. You already know why, but I'm going to let you know why later. And even if he did, it's only not Seth Rollins. CM Punk wouldn't allow that to happen. He'll be in the arena. He's lurking somewhere. Voldemort pop out.
So we're not done. We're not done with him costing him and shit. We're not done with that. That's not done. That's not tired.
I'm tired.
I'm sleeping.
I've been snoring, but that's what they're going to continue to do.
WrestleMania Clash, and then that's some weak ass writing if they do that, bro. I swear to God, man.
It wouldn't happen if Drew didn't win Money in the Bank. He probably will cost them Money in the Bank.
I swear, I will, man. That's so lazy, man. If they do that, I swear to God.
Fix your posture, Chef, when I'm talking to you.
I mean, if you give me something that's stronger than weak ass Sweet Baby Ray's, then I'll straighten up.
Oh hell no! Are you saying CM Punk's the Sweet Baby Ray? There ain't no way that's the best barbecue sauce.
He the open pit of the barbecue sauce.
Yeah. CM Punk the open pit of barbecue.
With that weak ass label on there.
That label is trash.
Like it's that great value.
Yo, that label is doo-doo. I'm a label guy. Your label is shit.
Open pit they're not even on any good chips. They on the $1.50 bag of chips. Open pit barbecue chips.
Yeah, you can't even broker a proper chip deal.
Is the best barbecue sauce.
Where's your chip deal?
Anyway,
where's your marketing? Where's your sponsorship? Apparently, they don't have enough to pay anybody with any artistic flavor.
Listen, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens versus the Timu Bloodline. Any three of Solo Sikoa, Tonga Tagovailoa, and Jacob Fatu. This is the perfect time for some Fatu to get up in ya. 6-man tag, perfect way to protect him, perfect way to showcase him, get his beak wet, ingratiate him with the casuals who might not know who he was. MSG wasn't as loud as people thought they would be for Jacob Fatu. You know why? Because he is not that well known. Spoiler alert for the casuals out there. They don't know him just yet, but they will, and everything will be just fine. I do believe this is the moment that Randy Orton turns on Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes needs another dance partner, and I do not think it's Dwayne Johnson just yet. I think he has to get through somebody. I think Randy's the backup plan because The Rock is very unpredictable with his schedule and his demands. So I think they're going to pull the trigger on Randy Orton, meaning the Bloodline win this match. Jacob Fatu probably gets the pin. Chef, what say you?
I agree. Bloodline need to win. They've been squandering for a while now. They've been not very relevant at all. If we spoke about the island of relevancy, so they need to look dominant. I think it will roll from, getting rid of Paul, and they can interchange multiple guys. They can just not even, it can be a squash match, and it's just 4-on-3. I think it's too soon to see the current GOAT come back. I don't think this is the time for that kind of pop. Although
too early.
Although, yeah, it can wait. So it'll be Bloodline. I like what you said about Randy. That would be very interesting to see him turn, because he's been on this good guy kick for a while now, where he's wearing, like, they've combined a RKO KO shirt. So he's been very babyface just for a little bit.
And then
go
back to the bro thing. So he's been babyface even with Matt Riddle.
Sure.
So he's been babyface the whole way through this, bro.
So I could see it.
It could be too early. I'm trying to think of something different.
But I agree with you, though. He doesn't have any dance partners unless you're gonna roll.
Unless it is The Rock.
Unless he's rolling through every Bloodline member and The Rock from here until March,
until
April.
August 2nd is the next is SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's August 3rd. So unless you're rolling through each Bloodline member from August until April, then Randy's a good person to get you to at least the Rumble, right? So
absolutely. Since him and Seth are separated right now. Yeah, so give me Bloodline. It makes sense for Fatu to get the pin. It makes sense for the Bloodline to win after they get rid of Heyman. After that, they should introduce Armando Alejandro Estrada and just run it back. Just run it back, baby. Don't act like we wouldn't all pop if and he comes back. My name is. If he does not do that,
Armando Estrada.
Oh God, I'd pop if he was the new Heyman. Just give him a couple bucks, have him have a good run, bring him back to the E. What say you, DPJR?
Trying to make him Team Bloodline for real, huh? But I think somehow Bloodline wins. I don't think Randy Orton gets involved. Somehow that
might be too early.
Yeah, just a little bit too early. I think it's going to be somehow they're going to get the leg up with the 4-on-3. Probably Kevin Owens gets the pin. And that, because if you pick up what they're putting down, looks like they're going Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam, which I don't really agree with, especially if that's the main event.
Too small.
But that could be the hairpin to start what I'm talking about, because Roman Reigns could come out and quote unquote distract them for Cody. And then Cody could be like, I never needed your help. And then you could kick that shit off from there, because Roman's coming back soon. They wouldn't have put Paul through the table. So he'd probably come back at SummerSlam, cost the Bloodline the title. He's lurking like a great white shark, like a killer whale in the deep sea.
We have Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Money in the Bank ladder match for the men's championship match contract. And I say, if he ain't gonna get it now, he'll never get it. And that is Jey Uso. Y'all been beating me in the head with this sucker MC for how many months? Y'all finally got me. Y'all finally wore me down. I'm beaten down. I'm downtrodden. I'm over here singing swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Y'all got me singing Negro spirituals. I got it. We got it. You have me on board. It's going to be Jey Uso. I don't know what the storyline is. I don't know what the rhyme and reason is. If it is Chad Gable, this will piss people off. He's cashing in the IC title. He's not going big. It don't make sense. It never has made sense. That shit that happened with Matt, what's a homeboy? Austin, damn, about to say Austin Aries, damn. Theory didn't make sense.
Don't say his name.
Anybody, oh, Lord Jesus, boy. Listen.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Lord Jesus. But what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't make sense. It's for a championship contract. Yo, stop the cap. Like, seriously. If you have a contract, you're going for the big title. But I'm telling you, if everyone's like, it's Gable. If it's Gable, he ain't going after the big title. You and I both know. Because it don't make no sense. No matter who's champion. Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Gunther. It don't matter. None of it matters. You know, but Braun Breaker don't even make sense. It don't. So I'm gonna go. Listen, everybody say I'm going Jay. What say you, DP?
I'm gonna stick with what I said last week. I'm rocking with Chad Gable
To cash in the IC title, yes or no?
I think Chad Gable is gonna win money, and I was affirmed in my decision when I saw Jey Uso and Chad Gable in the ring last week.
Who's he cashing in on?
Well, hey, I didn't know who the hell Damian Priest was cashing in on. We didn't know, but we figured that out.
Oh, please. They didn't even know.
Hey,
trust me.
Okay. All right. So
that shit was CM Punk blew that all up.
Otis won Money in the Bank. Baron Corbin won Money in the Bank. Damian Sandow won Money in the Bank.
True.
Theory won Money in the Bank.
True.
Act like they ain't gonna put it on somebody just to lose. Come on now. He don't have to win the match.
All right. So failed cash in. It's been a little bit. It's been some time since a failed cash in.
Just because he cashed in.
That's my
bank. And if you look
but that was my theory. That was my theory with Punk. I guarantee you Damian was gonna try to cash in on Punk on WrestleMania and lose. That's how they were gonna get that off of him. They'll never convince me otherwise. I don't even care what Triple H said to Damian Priest. That it was gonna be a failed cash in.
I could see why people would think Jey Uso, but looking at Jey Uso,
that's what everybody's telling me.
But where does he fit in?
He's never fit. David Perry Jr.
Then don't believe that bullshit that they giving you. Evan T, I'm terrific, Mack.
But both of you. Chef's been a part of this movement. At times, you've been a part of this movement. There's been people on the outside and part of the movement. People in the chat been a part of the movement. So you tell me I ain't supposed to trust y'all? What the hell we doing there?
Hell no. Don't put that. Don't hate on me, Ricky Bobby. I never said he was going to win the world title. I never in my life said that. I was just yeeting with Chef. That's Chef.
When you yeet isn't you acquiescing?
Just be okay. So you can like a jobber. Just because you like a jobber don't mean they're gonna win the world title. I'm not saying these jobber people
manipulated me. You've manipulated me for months, and now I'm here, and now you gonna bail on me?
Yeah. It's by how I've been watching WWE my life. And the nonsense that they go into with the Money in the Bank, 80% of the time it doesn't make sense who wins. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that 100%.
The logical person to win never wins. Also, John Cena didn't get cash in. He lost to CM Punk, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah, Cena don't care. He didn't even care at that point. He knew he was gonna get another title chance. Yeah, he's always for the business. And no, I hear what you're saying, but that's what makes me. If you're everything you're saying makes me want Drew McIntyre to win the damn Money in the Bank. Then that's all. Everything you're saying.
The Wyatt 6 is gonna cost Jey Uso.
The Wyatt 6 is going to be the reason why Chad Gable gets carried away like the Ghost of Christmas Past.
No question.
They're going to scare that man for all his past sins. It's right there.
He's going to be right. He's going to be right at the top of the ladder. He's going to be right at the top of the ladder. He's going to be ready to grab the briefcase.
Spooky shit.
The lights are going to go out. He's going to get the brakes beat off of him, and then somebody else, another sucker MC. We already, listen, you know how we ain't even talking about LA Knight? That's how much they've already got us off of him. That's what they see. That's what you do. That's why I tell people wins and losses matter, because we ain't even entertaining the possibility that LA Knight can win that. Ain't even a thought in our mind. I know y'all. Y'all ain't even thinking about it, are you? Ain't thinking about it at all.
Nope. But how Chad Gable's going to win is, you can see that
DPJR just left. But go to Chef. Who's winning this damn thing, man?
I originally said Carmelo Hayes, and I agree with you. We all totally forget about the LA Knight train, and I feel like everyone in the match can be screwed by someone else not in the match, which could have LA Knight get the cheers and the scramble up the ladder and even including him. So if you include him, the only person who hasn't, I take that back, because Carmelo has managed to piss off the entire SmackDown locker room. But in terms of everybody else is beefing with somebody. So CM Punk could screw Drew. The spooky shit can screw Chad Gable. Carmelo can be screwed by anybody, because he's pissed off everyone from Baron Corbin to, everybody. So it could be LA Knight, but I feel like Logan Paul is going to jump in, right? Like, because that'll get you to SummerSlam. So who's left? Andrade, that we don't care about. And yeah, it's hard. I mean, it won't be Jay because that's too easy. So I think I'm sticking with Carmelo only because it's too telegraphed for anybody else to win, and I don't know what else you're gonna do. And I'm not saying Carmelo, because if it is Carmelo, if you think about it, that gives Cody a dance partner from the draft day when he got drafted.
That's a callback. Yeah,
Carmelo can be lurking with the briefcase behind Cody's back. Just saying.
That's a callback. You're not wrong. Listen, to DP's point, it's always kind of who you don't expect. They kind of go way against the grain. So Drew McIntyre's obvious, Jay's obvious, Chad's building steam, but they're letting us know that Chad's not winning. I know DP don't agree with us, but they're letting us know, bro. The Y6 are messing with him too much. Why wouldn't they mess with them during the most important part why wouldn't they mess with him during the most important part of his entire life? Like that Money in the Bank. So that's why Chad's out. Chad's going to get everyone convinced. He's going to be right at the top. Watch, he's going to be ready to pull it down.
The lights are going to go out, and Uncle Howdy's going to be on the other side of the ladder.
Absolutely right. Sister Abigail, he's done. Carry him out. They're going to carry him out on a spike.
Show next week. I'm acting damn fool on this
show.
Yeah,
Lord Jesus, you being right I'm terrified at this concept.
Oh, man.
Oh,
shit.
But we good though. Trust me. Me and Justin, me and Chef are so right about this. It's not even funny. We too right. We so right. We damn near left.
Listen, we let you get Pat Mahomes and we let you get Jason Tatum because he's from St. Louis. You can't be 3 for 3.
Hell no.
Shit.
No.
Okay. Man, that's even. Woo.
Oh, I'm gonna be.
Paul Levesque,
so pissed.
Tell them people that tap into this show to listen to your boy. You know I give that heat.
Wyatt 6 cost him. They cost
like hot
him
takes,
the
daddy.
Juice. That's what they do, brother.
They gonna cost Jay Uso, man. I'm trying to tell you. You notice how Jay Uso is like, I don't want no damn fireflies. Y'all can have them. I'll take that.
I hear what you're saying.
I take the mosquitoes. I'll take the cockroaches. But he keeps talking about, why is he talking about the Y6? Y'all tell me.
You got a point, brother.
They ain't gonna be involved with him.
Oh, you got a point. But here goes. See, this is what's gonna piss me off. Not that you being right, because I really don't give a shit. You're on my show, so I don't give a fuck.
Obviously.
But let's be real. If you being right,
Chef
makes
you
look. He does.
It hurts.
He does. No, listen. No, the reason why I don't care is because this is my issue. Not you being right. My issue is, then why do the murder scene though? Like, if you're gonna help him, is what I'm trying to say. If you're going to help him win the Money in the Bank, that's what I mean about painting yourself into a corner. Don't have Chad Gable slumped up if you're going to ultimately cost Jay the Money in the Bank for Chad Gable. Just have Chad Gable see spooky stuff in the back. Why put a bullet hole in his head? That's my only thing, TP. What? Yeah, that was a bullet hole for all you haters.
Shit was black. That shit was black. Look, that shit was all.
That blood was coagulated.
2 days later. Oh yeah, man. He's in Money in the Bank.
He came up. He had Crip walking the next day. What the hell going on, man?
Also, why did they let him win Money in the Money in the Bank qualifier if they were just gonna cost him? I'm just saying. I'm just going in with their logic, because they could have cost him, and he shouldn't even be in Money in the Bank then. If that's the case.
Io, Chelsea, Valkyria, Stratton, Naomi, for some reason Zoe. Yo, the whole internet. If you would have stopped time, the wrestling fans, if you'd have said, God would have been like, do you put your life on the line that Dakota Kai's winning this? They would have all went in and they would have all died. I'd have been like, guys, Zoe Stark's winning this match. Y'all ain't getting me this, man. Listen, I'm going with Tiffany Stratton. You know why I'm going with Tiffany Stratton? Because I'm going with the theory that when I interviewed this young lady, that she was telling me something before she should have told me something, because I was talking to her about her future and I didn't even bring up Money in the Bank. You got to think about this. I was at WrestleMania, so why would I bring up Money in the Bank? She said if and when she wins Money in the Bank, it's going to be a pink briefcase. Now, that's all I'm going to say. Now, do things change? Of course. Does booking change? Of course. But I keep asking myself, why the hell did she say that? Why did she say the pink briefcase thing? Why, oh, why? That's because I think she was already tapped to win the Money in the Bank. So based on her mouth, I'm going with Tiffy time for your Money in the Bank winner. We all know Naomi's there to do a couple spots like Kofi. They don't know what to do with her. Zoe Stark is just... as if... You know, I just don't know.
She's Zoe Stark.
Unless somehow mommy beats the brakes off of her and sneaks in the match, but they don't really need her to do that. She can walk in and just challenge Liv, and that's what's going to be SummerSlam anyway. So I'm going to go with Tiffy time based on her maybe doing a Freudian slip. What say you, DPJR?
That's... With women, they have more logic with the Money in the Bank rather than they do with the men.
Always.
And it's the perfect spot for her. It's a heel gimmick. You give her the Money in the Bank, like you said. Spoiler alert. There's a pink briefcase on the way. Shout out.
She said it. I'll show you. She said it.
I believe you. No. I
don't know why she said it, but she said it. We was in April.
She's gonna hit. It's gonna be dope when she hits the prettiest moonsault off the top of the ladder when she hops up them rungs. That's gonna be dope. It's just, and everybody else in the match just filler. There's nobody in the match that I think has a legitimate chance to win the Money in the Bank or cash the Money in the Bank in on anybody. It's Tiffy time. It's her world. She's done nothing but succeed. She's done nothing but excel and move her bar further up the road. So I'm rolling with Tiffy time. Let's go. I'm here for it.
Chef.
Oh, that's an easy answer. It's Tiffy time because no other woman is wrestling that day. So the fact, I think it's going to be celebrated by her. And for once, it's not going to be a same night cash in like they do with most women. So it's Tiffy time. The only other answer is EO. But even then, she's on Raw. And like you already said, you got Liv and Rhea Ripley on standby for next month.
SummerSlam.
So it has to be Tiffy time. Nothing else makes sense. Again, Bailey's not wrestling on Saturday. Liv isn't wrestling on Saturday. There's not going to be a run-in from the women that night, which might prove that there might be a men's run-in that night. Just saying. So, Tiffy for the win.
Shout out to Samoa Watchman. Thanks for joining, brother. Tiffy time. Tiffy cashes in on Bailey at SummerSlam. Charlotte Flair music hits. Let the games begin. Putting that early in on wax, so I just have it out there before I forget because I'm getting old. DPJR. Hey. Can you take us to the opera before I go to sleep, man? I'm about to go to sleep right now.
Yeah, man. Come on in, welcome in. And what's on the agenda the night of the opera is the death of kayfabe. We have a part in it, I suppose, these podcasts that we do, that we partake in, breaking things down to go along with the show. But we're talking characters, what they're doing, how that works. More and more you're seeing people lift the curtain back. More and more you're seeing people explain the relationships that go along, explain storylines, explain why their character works, why their character doesn't work, when they're going to go heel, when they're not going to go heel, who they're going to face, why they're going to face them. I personally think that the business would be beneficial if you took a step back and closed the curtain up a little bit more and leave more to the imagination, because we're suspending disbelief and you get into it and you believe in these characters like the Wyatt Six, but yet you have the Wyatt Six taking a picture with somebody at the restaurant the night after a Raw. What happened to living the gimmick? What happened to working? I get it. It's cool with these podcasts and it's great. We love it. We're talking to the person that's not the character. We know that you're not in character when you're on these podcasts, but when you act like you're in character and you're telling us particular details about stories, it's not doing the business justice. It's not pushing it forward, because what made us fans is being able to suspend disbelief, is being able to sit back and watch it. Okay, this is that is this. Now kids it's like Santa Claus. Kids are gonna see that the business isn't what it is, and now you're deteriorating the youngsters in the future from getting the opportunity to watch pro wrestling like we did as kids. And it's a shame. And I just think that it would be better for the business if they just cleaned it up a little and quit killing kayfabe.
Say it before and I'll say it again. Kayfabe is a lost art in professional wrestling. That's why I'm so enthralled with Toni Storm, because she's trying to show you what kayfabe is, and in keeping that alive. We all get it, guys, but there's still kids out there like that. When we were kids one day, that we thought it was real. We thought it was real because these professional wrestlers, they lived that gimmick. When you seen them in public, if they were a heel, they were a heel in public. If they were a face, they were a face in public. And it was a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It just gave credence to professional wrestling. And when you go see who Oz is in The Wizard of Oz, you're disappointed. You're underwhelmed. And that's why you never want to see that. So I've always been a proponent of trying to keep kayfabe alive. And I know that's not going to happen, but I say the truly best do it, the truly best live it, and the truly best will always cherish that and hold it dear. I know we're in a new era, yada, yada, yada. I get it, so on and so forth. But I do believe the reason why things have dipped the way they have is because that is missing. So shout out to DPJR for reaffirming that thing that I say quite often, just because it's just how I feel when I'm watching sometimes. You know, and I believe that a little bit more of that can be, I think you can still insert some of that, and I still think we can get a little taste of the old guard without, you know what I mean? I'm not saying be mean in the airport. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying do that dumb MJF shit at like events. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's just try a little bit. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, close this bad boy out. Give me a old sweet baby Ray's recipe.
Drizzle that on there, daddy.
Dribble that sweet baby Ray's on us, man. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm not going to talk barbecue sauce this time, but what I will do is give you a little bit of an old-fashioned wordplay recipe here. I don't do it very often, so sometimes I'm gonna hit you with some authentic stuff. I even took notes. Like I actually made a
shit. No, you didn't.
Wrote some things. I wrote some things and some thoughts down.
Boy, I'm rubbing off on you.
I did. I got some stuff on the phone. So here we go.
Let's go.
I thought about it, and there's reports that our guy Pretty Ricky Ricochet is going to eventually join AEW. So I thought about it, and I said to myself, if he joins AEW, what can he be? And how does that correlate to food, a dish, a cuisine? So, ladies and gentlemen, I think Ricochet, or whatever he's going to call himself when he goes to AEW, can be the soy sauce to the stir fry that is AEW.
So you mean essential?
So, and exactly. So meaning he can be the thing that brings it all together and makes it work as a cohesive dish. So I looked at some of their roster, because there's a lot of guys, and I put some guys
too many.
Well, right. So I took a few and I put them in categories. And so, when you have stir fry, you have different parts of the meal. So you have your rice, your veggies, your protein, your the filler. So I'll start with the filler, and that's like your sesame seeds and your bean sprouts. You don't need them, but they're in there. It's a part of what constitutes a stir fry. So those kinds of guys are like your Jay Whites and your Pacs and your Edges and your Jerichos. Like, these are some of the guys he's already wrestled, and some of the guys that he can wrestle that would bring them up, if you will, because Lord knows Evan Mack doesn't give a shit about Pac. So Ricochet Pac makes him care about Pac a little bit more than he did yesterday.
It surely does.
Right. So you move along and you think about veggies. So you're thinking about carrots, you're thinking about green beans, you're thinking about peppers, cucumbers, stuff like that you'll see in different stir fries. So those kinds of guys, it's good for you, but you don't want too much of it. So you're talking about guys like, Claudio and Malachi Black and Cole and Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. These are the guys that the veggie is good, but if you put a little soy sauce on the veggie, it's more than edible, right? So that's Ricochet's helping there too. So then you look at the starch. So the starch is the binder. You got the egg, you got the rice, you got your guys like the old school guys that go with everything. So your Joe, Lethal, Omega, Hangman, Osprey. These are rice, whether it's basmati rice, jasmine rice, white rice, long grain, short grain, organic, whatever you want.
Hey, man.
Those guys.
Uncle Ben's, you know what I'm saying?
Uncle Ben's, whatever you want to do. Quick.
More out here.
They go with everything. They complete the dish. They stand on its own. Rice is amazing, so, but with soy sauce, you're like, oh, all right, we got something. So then finally you got proteins: beef, chicken, pork, tofu, doesn't matter. You're talking about, your Danielsons, your MJFs, your Swerves, your Moxleys. These are the guys that if you just had the Kung Pao chicken or the beef and broccoli or, pepper steak, whatever you got, they rock on their own. But with all those other ingredients and then a little bit of Kikkoman on top, popping. The packets with the panda on it. Ricochet is and could be that guy that rounds out each part of that stir fry, which is AEW, because it's a hot mess and it's all sorts of ingredients and all sorts of stuff. He can be the cohesive flavor that makes AEW edible. Thank you very much.
Well said. Pretty Ricky.
I said something nice about AEW for about 3 minutes there.
That was beautiful. Pretty Ricky could be the soy sauce to the stir fry that is AEW. Pretty Ricky to me is all purpose. I think he gets a little bit of flack for his promo skills, because I told you if I start running down the list of people that can't cut promos, we're gonna be here all night. So I think people pick and choose about the people that can cut promos based on who they like. I don't need Ricochet to cut promos. I need him to be the best high flyer of all time, which he is, by the way, because he's not just flippy dippy, he's safe flippy dippy. How about that? Oh, I flip in the air, and you break people's ankles and you break your head open, you crack your skull open. Ricochet lands safely. He lands safely. But loving it, loving the recipe, loving the opera. Pretty Ricky, once you sign that contract and you make that generational wealth, and you make that money with that favorable schedule. I told you I would wrestle for AEW tomorrow if I could. Lord have mercy. That boy Tony Khan is a generous man. Once you do that and you solidify yourself, you've already done it at the highest level. You see how that works, MJF? So now my guy going to AEW, not a problem, because he's wrestled the best. See how that works? He's been in the ring with Brock Lesnar. You see how that works? So nothing matters when he goes to AEW. He's already cemented his legacy. Now he gets to go to AEW and wrestle a different variety of people, see some old friends, have some classic matches. That's what happens when you go to when you the best dance partners on earth. Damn it. And I'm excited for it. If it happens, I'm excited for him. I reached out, sent him a message. He responded. I said, "Are you okay?" That's all I said. I didn't get into the minutia because he probably told me to go fuck myself. He said, I'm doing well, my brother. Thanks for checking on me. That's all I care about. That's all I care about is he's good. That's all that matters. Nothing bad, nothing ill will, no saltiness, no nothing. The man said he's good. And with Chef's recipe that I'm going to try to crop out whenever he makes his decision so I can have it in the can, brother, and show him who said it first. Then we'll be all good. I'm going to bed, man. Thanks, y'all, for joining the show. I am tired. These fellas stayed up with me. It's 1:30 in the morning. Lord have mercy. I ain't had no chicken or nothing. I'm irritable. I'm pissed off. I'm fired up.
Time for a snack because I am a little bit hungry too.
I'm peckish, as they say over in Jolly out England. But listen, I love all y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Till next week, man. Yo, Ricochet, man, sign on the dotted line, brother. For real, appreciate y'all, man.